How is everybody? Happy hump day, is it? I just wanted to hop on really quick. I have been super busy and a bit MIA. So much going on and getting over all these germs that linger around these days. So my topic for Wednesday Wellness is short-term satisfaction versus long-term satisfaction. So what do I mean by that? A few years ago, I had sorry, I'm really fidgety, not comfortable. I just hopped on live without planning. A few years ago, I had a coach who I was doing some personal development work with, and he said he was talking to me about short-term satisfaction versus long-term satisfaction when it comes to our life goals and when it comes to finances and making a difference in the world and setting ourselves up in a way that we're not working hard all the time. We're not struggling. We're not racing around, trying to create the success or create the things that we want by just, hustling in life, I guess. So what he was explaining about is that the short-term satisfaction versus long-term satisfaction is if you're looking at things for what you want to achieve in the long run instead of what you're going to receive from something that's going to last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, a week, whatever, this is where you get your real results. And I was thinking how interesting it is because that's actually what I teach clients. When we choose some food to comfort us when we're not feeling great, or when we choose food because we're feeling really stressed, what can happen is that we're looking for something to soothe us very quickly. And in most cases, when we choose food, that food is either not the best choice, not necessary, like we're not actually hungry, we don't need it, or it could be that it's going to give us not so much issues, but it's going to give us results or things that it's going to impact us for the long term because we're making that short-term decision. So when he was talking to us about money, he was sort of saying, if you think about what you spend your money on, if you are always looking for those material things or those things that are just like possessions instead of, banking your money or investing your money or looking at how you can see yourself in 10 years time or 20 years time or even 5 years time. And again, this is related to health as well, and it's related to the food you eat. When we choose stuff to comfort us or soothe us or make us feel good, which we do with money, right? When we go shopping and we buy things that are not necessary, or we fill our home with all these possessions, we're always looking then at that short-term satisfaction, that way we can soothe ourselves quickly to get out of that discomfort feeling, but the impact can be long after that. And if we change our mindset and start looking at the things that we put in our mouth being for our long-term future, for our long-term health, our long-term longevity, like how long do you want to be here in this world? How do you want to feel by the weekend? So if you want to feel really great by the weekend, is it, working really hard, staying up late, binging on food, not drinking enough water, all those sort of things, they're not going to make you feel great. And you can do things like that and not be looking at what you could be achieving if you were looking more at your health as long term. And there is no such thing as quick fixes or, feeling great from something that you get that lasts just a short amount of time. We've got to remember that it's okay to be uncomfortable for 5 minutes or 10 minutes rather than trying to find something to soothe us that's going to make us feel better for those few minutes. That can also be resulting in us having health issues or putting on weight or having an unhealthy relationship with food. So my point is, if anyone's watching, please let me know. I love it when I'm talking to somebody. My point is this morning is when you're thinking about what you're going to eat, when you're thinking about how you're going to soothe yourself, when you're thinking about what you need to feel comfort or to feel better, then start thinking about how is that going to impact you long term. Because if you go to grab that bag of chips and you're thinking about the bag of chips and you really want it because you feel shit or you feel like you deserve it or whatever, if you decide that you want that bag of chips because you're craving it, you really want to enjoy it, and there's all good emotions around there, that's one thing. But when you're going to grab that bag of chips because you're stressed out, you're annoyed at the kids or your partner, or work is super hard, or you're stressed out, you can't be bothered cooking, that bag of chips is actually going to impact you in a lot longer than the 5 minutes of comfort that it's going to give you. So let's think about long-term health versus short-term health. How can we feel good long-term rather than having that instant, this is going to make me feel good for 5 minutes? Yeah. Anyway, have a great Wednesday. Would love to hear your thoughts on short-term versus long-term. Is there a way that you can flick the switch and change your way of thinking? Anyway, have a great Wednesday. Oh my God. Have a great Wednesday. Bye.